What fool thing is Johnny doing now? Well, here we go. Lee Hacklin, private investigator in Cockadoodle Doom. It's a first draft, chapter 8. Here we are, Lee. What do you think? I think I hear the theme from Bonanza, Shane. He chuckled. The Bannisters and yours truly were in Shane's AMC Pacer. Shane was driving. Betsy was riding shotgun and knitting a sweater, which I thought was adorable. I was squeezed between Jock the Hulk and Edwin the Bulk. My heart ached for him. Eating was his way of compensating for his lack of hearing, I'll bet. The things some of us tend to take for granted. Maybe it's just me. Good morning, Mr. Bannister. Good morning, Charlie. Charlie, I'd like to introduce you to the world-famous legendary private detective Lee Hacklin. I expect you and all the security fellows to treat him like a Bannister. Copy? Copy that, sir. Welcome to Bannister Ranch, Mr. Hacklin. Sir's fine. Just kidding. Call me Lee. Betsy said, short for stupid Lee, and cackled. Ding dong, the witch is alive. I wanted to sing, but didn't. Charlie pressed a button in his guard hut, and the gate opened. The smell of manure was omnipresent. Shane saw me wrinkle my nose, Samantha Stevens style, and guffawed. For a Bannister, that's the smell of life. I reckon you'll get used to it. I checked out the lay of the land while Shane drove up to the front doors of a colonial-style house with a gabled roof and a brick chimney. There was a fleet of fancy cars parked around a cul-de-sac. Shane was doing very well indeed. There was a corral, yee-haw, with maybe a dozen horses penned in, a barn, some roosters and chickens were out and about. I saw some sheep on a grassy area behind the corral, and I just about did my business when a chocolate lab jumped onto the roof of Shane's Pacer. Betsy screamed. I thought you took that mutt to obedience school, Shane. There, Miss Betsy. Zeke just wants to lick your beautiful face. Then I guess he's in a mad rush to meet Old Yeller in dog heaven. Jock yelled, Ma, I'm just teasing, honey. We lit from the car. A blonde woman in her mid-20s wearing a maid's uniform greeted us. Our eyes met. The clear sky above and the ground under my feet threatened to switch places. Love, 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 love American style, truer than the red, white, and blue. Love American style, that's me and you. Easy, Tiger, you're working. Betsy looked up at me. Her eyes were slits of unbridled hate. Don't even think about it. I gave her a thumbs up. She responded with a New York salute. Edwin laughed. It was startling, a little unnerving, and kind of wonderful. Shane said, Lee, this is our maid. Oh, hell, I guess we can't say that anymore. What is it now? Oh, here we go. Executive Domestic Aid. Loretta, this is Lee Acklin. Maid's fine, sir. We shook hands. Holy moly. Shane said, old-fashioned is the best fashioned in my book. Laurie, Lee is our new chief of security. What's that now? A man approached us. Suddenly I heard the theme from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He was taller than me, lean. A white cowboy hat sat on a narrow head of long white hair, and his eyes were marbles of blue fire. He wore a denim jacket, leather gloves, black jeans, and well-worn cowboy boots. Shane grimaced and said, Lee, this here's our head hand, Ray Canali. Now, Ray, we've talked about this. He spat and said, and I'll tell you now what I told you then, Shane. This city slicker's a trouble magnet. Wherever he goes, people die. I said, nice to meet a fan. Did you bring your autograph book? I wasn't talking to you, Bang Bang. That's my stripper name. I thought your face looked familiar. He took off his hat, threw it to the ground, and ambled towards me, his fists raised. Shane stepped between us and said, Ray, I respect your feelings, but you're way out of line right now. Lee is our guest. Tomorrow morning you're going to show him around, introduce him to the other hands, and give him a crash course about ranching. Ray spat again and said, I've read all about this turkey, Shane. Everything he does ends with a crash. Jock clapped his hands together. I sure liked his enthusiasm, and said, we had turkey sandwiches for lunch, Ray. I guess that makes you a cannibal, Lee. I laughed. Ray did not. Shane said, that's enough, Jock. Now, Ray, you're going to shake Lee's hand and you're going to apologize. I'll shake his hand, Shane, but I ain't apologizing for nothing. Having this guy around will only make things worse for everybody but him. Shane's temper exploded. I jumped away from him. Yikes. Mind your place, boy. This is Bannister Ranch, not Canali Ranch. There was a moment of silence. I heard a crow caw. Then I extended my hand towards Ray and sang, "Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?" He grabbed my hand, gave it a single handshake, and said, "I need a friend like you, like I need shingles." Then moseyed off. Zeke licked my hand. Any lovin's good lovin'. Love American Style is by Charles Fox and Arnold Margolin. Why Can't We Be Friends by War. And You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet is by Bachman Turner Overdrive. It's a first draft. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, God loves you. And so does Johnny. Cheers. Good night.